France has gloated that Brexit has driven thousands of jobs and billions of pounds in assets away from Britain, but should Boris Johnson punish the European Union if France plunders the UK's financial services? Vote in our poll on whether the Prime Minister should consider action, such as cutting fishing quotas when the transition period ends in 2026 or slapping tariffs on the EU, in response to France taking the UK's financial services crown. And let us know more about what you think by scrolling down and leaving a comment. Our poll comes as countries across the EU including France, the Netherlands, Ireland and Germany are desperate to attract businesses from London. The Bank of France's governor said on Tuesday that Brexit had led to nearly 2,500 jobs and at least €170 billion, £150 billion in assets moving from the UK to France by the end of last year. And he insisted businesses would continue to abandon Britain throughout 2021. François Villeroy de Galhau told a press briefing, in spite of the pandemic, almost 2,500 jobs have already been transferred and around 50 British entities have authorised the relocation of at least €170 billion, £150 billion in assets to France at the end of 2020. Other relocations are expected and should increase over the course of this year. Mr. Villeroy de Galhau added that the UK's departure has forced the EU to develop its financial autonomy. And he urged for Brexit to be used to create a functional union of capital markets in the EU. Mr. Johnson admitted after he struck his post-Brexit trade deal with the EU in December that he had not got all he wanted on financial services, which is a hugely important sector for the UK. But he insisted Britain's financial services sector would still thrive under the agreement. The Prime Minister told a Downing Street press conference on Christmas Eve, "There is some good language about the equivalence for financial services, perhaps not as much as we would have liked. But it is nevertheless going to enable our dynamic city of London to get on and prosper as never before. We will be able to continue to have massive and growing economic interpenetration without the need for this lunar pull of European law."